Well, hello there everybody, how are you doing today? My name is Robert, welcome to the video. It is 2:42 a.m. and I had the hankering to play some AC/DC riffs. And if you want to skip me talking, go right ahead, you can jump over to the riffs right now. But basically, the idea popped in my head of doing underrated AC/DC riffs. I was like, oh my god, AC/DC has so many killer riffs, and just as being a rock and roll guy, I just love everything AC/DC has done. So here are 5 of my favorite underrated riffs. I would love it if you guys would list some of your favorite ones down below. And let me know, do you think that these are underrated, or do you think some of them are overrated? One of them's pretty popular, not as popular as Back in Black and stuff like that. And after I play you the riffs, I will be showing you how to play them. And you can get tabs for that over my website, as well as lesson packs and all kinds of stuff about playing guitar. So let's go ahead and get going. Alright, so what do you say we break these down? So let's kind of go through money. What do you do for your money, honey? So this is a killer AC/DC jam that really just embodies a lot of what AC/DC was. And basically, it just starts out with a big old E5 to a G. Now, like I said, I'm not sure what G they used. Could have done that G, this G. Honestly, don't care. if I'm being honest. Then you go to a D. You can either do D major. I like to rock a D sus2. Then you go to A. So now the tabs are there if you want to learn those chords. I'm not really going to break down the chords too much. They're very basic chords. Now, the little rhythm up here is a very typical, just AC/DC like swagger, the way they play a lot of this stuff. So it's just a simple E5, but an octave. So it's 7 on the A and 9 on the D. Then you go down to 5 and 7, which is a D5. Now, they drop this, that D note down to that C sharp, typical AC/DC move. But I don't know if they do this or not, but I tend to add, so I have 4 on the A, 7 on the D, and I add 6 on the G, just an octave. I like the way it fills it out. It's kind of like that China Grove thing. So now they go to a G chord here. Down to this G chord. And then they go to, just basically it's a G chord, but they add that F sharp to the bass. But they also take their middle finger and go to 2nd fret on the G. Another typical AC/DC chord. Maybe they don't add that A note in there. Don't know. I like the way that sounds. back to a D, then back up to your power chord. Now you could go up to that D power chord if you want to, if you don't want to have to make such a drastic shift. That's what would you do for your money, honey? Alright, so we're on to beating around the bush. So this one is a killer use of your blues scale. And man, it just shows you how cool AC/DC made everything. Angus and Malcolm were just the dudes, you know, obviously Bon Scott, Brian Johnson as well. But what we're doing right here is, like I said, literally just kind of walking through a scale, but adding this swing to it. So So I do hammer-ons. They might be picking some of these. I think they pick the first two notes. They go open 3 on the low. Then on the A string, it's open A, hammer-on first fret, hammer-on second fret, open D string. So then they pull back off. They go 2, pull off 1, pull off open on the A. So then he goes 3 open on the low, 3 open again. Then you go open and E5. So we have that's the first ending of it. Now the next part that they do is they do the whole thing again, but when they do that pull off, they just do a simple E5. They don't do the double pull off. So it's first time, second time. All together. Oh, sorry. On to That's the Way I Wanna Rock. Such a cool riff. I love when they use these chromatic passages because they do them in such a cool and AC/DC way. So basically it's just an A chord, A5, so open A, second fret on the D. Then you're going to go open A again, and then you go 4, 5, 7 on the A. So very major sounding. Open A string again. So that'd be the first section of it. Now next, to start this next one off, we're going to go. You can hit a C5 here, or you can just go to 3 on the A. So you have C5. Then you're going to go 4, 5, 6, 7 on the A, so a huge chromatic section. Then you go back to A, and it starts over. So we have I just think it's so cool. It has like a lot of power, like AC/DC riffs do. But like I said, it's that major sound, and they did a lot of major stuff. All kinds of cool AC/DC things were major, and to me, Angus was so talented in blending his major and minor pentatonic scale together. Alright, gang, so what is up next? We're up to All Screwed Up. Now, this is a very simple AC/DC riff, and the reason I chose it is because I love the groove and just the vibe of this riff. And there's a few cool things that they're doing in here, but it's just such an essence of rock and roll. A simple riff that has some groove to it, a little bit of grit, and man, you know, just AC/DC as can be. So the riff, you know, so literally all it is just basically a B5 chord. But you start off with your A string open, so it's open A string, 4 on the D and 4 on the G. So you have that. Total, like, for those about to rock. So basically you go and you hammer on. So it goes, you put your finger down on the second fret of the A string, which turns it into a B5. You play it twice, so it's, then you do it again, do it again. So, now that swing is what's so important to it. And they just kind of ride that out for a while, and all they do is simply shift it up a string. So they go up to the low E string, it's the same exact shape. So the riff that I'm going to end my list with is, like I said, it might not be underrated because it is a fairly popular song by AC/DC, but it's just one of those riffs that I never hear people initially mention until you mention it. Then I'm like, oh yeah, I love that song. So I picked Riff Raff. I've done Riff Raff in another video, but man, it's just one of my all-time favorite AC/DC songs, and I just truly don't believe that it gets the love that it deserves. So you could disagree with me, but this is just the one that I love so much. It goes like this. Such a cool riff. You know, it's this total, like, shuffle, this spin on a country almost shuffle. So you play your A5 chord open twice. Then you're going to go 3-4 on the low E. Okay. Then you're going to go to 2-4 on the D. Okay, so. Then you go 3 pull-off open on the A. Then you go 2-5 on the D. Then you go back to that 3 pull-off open on the A. Then you're gonna go 2 open 2 A5. I love that riff. And why don't we do one more honorable mention, and this is just off the top of my head because it just popped in my mind, so I am not going to quote and say that this riff is probably very wrong, the way I'm getting ready to play it and show you, but I believe this is correct. This is the riff to Touch Too Much. It's such a cool little thing, if I'm trying to remember it correctly. It goes like this. It goes, something like that. So basically just pedaling off that E5. Then you go down to your C5, A5. And if I remember correctly, there's a higher part. I think someone hits the A chord in an octave. There you go. Do that or same notes, but that little section there is just holding down 14 on the D and G, and then 15 on the B. Then you pick your middle finger up and you just go to straight 14s. 14, 14, 14. Alrighty guys, that will wrap it up for us here today. Hope you enjoyed that. Hit that subscribe button. And we'll be back Wednesday with another new video. Creeping up on 100,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it. And we'll be rocking on out here, guys. So if you would, check out one of these videos. Oh, this is a good one. I can just look at it. I can tell that's a good looking video. Oh wait, no, it's not. Oh, that's one of mine. Uh-oh. There's this. Oh, God, they're both my videos. I don't know if they're gonna be good or not. If I'm being honest, you can still subscribe if you wanted to. The other camera died. High five.